Hi, guys, and welcome to this episode of the Just My Opinion podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about this statement which Davido made on this YouTuber channel, Tayo. Tayo is this travel blogger. He visits a lot of beautiful spots around Africa, and his most recent video, if I'm not mistaken, is a video with Davido. He spends a day with Davido, and he asks Davido certain questions about his life, about his career, and his journey so far. And one of the questions which he asked was about Davido's mentor, and he mentioned that Don Jazzy is his mentor. I'm going to read the exact words of Davido, but before that, hi, Ambassador.
Hello, people. It's your ambassador again doing his thing.
Okay, so this is what Davido said. Don Jazzy was my mentor. I remember the first time I saw him, it felt like I was looking at Jesus. It was truly amazing. And then Don Jazzy responds to this. He says, "Now I look at all you have achieved and I am super proud of you. Even with all the success and wealth, I look at your work ethic and I am highly motivated. I'm glad that as a mentor, I haven't let you down too. We thank God. More blessings, bro." So, so we from the video on this YouTuber channel, we see David. He spends a day with Davido, and we see he talks about his work ethic. He talks about how when people are sleeping, he's in the studio. Nobody works harder than him, and I mean, like, it shows in the amount of success that he has. This is a guy who comes from he doesn't come from a broke background. He comes from a wealthy background, but the work he puts in, the work to get to where he is at right now. Ambassador, have you watched the video on the Tayo's channel?
Not the video. I just read the post.
Okay, yeah, but
I think Don Jazzy also reacted to it, right?
yeah, he reacted to it. So he that's what I read. Like, now I look at all you have achieved, and I'm super proud of you, even with all the success and
Oh,
wealth.
okay.
Yeah.
You did not see what Davido said.
Davido said Don Jazzy was my mentor. I remember the first time I saw him, it felt like I was
This
looking at
is Don
Jesus.
Jazzy's reaction below.
That is Don Jazzy's reaction below.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So for me, and that is, if there is one thing that I expect the general, I think like the whole of Africa, like Sierra Leoneans, Ghanaians, South Africans, at one time everybody's against Nigerians, they are doing this. If there's one thing because everybody has roles to play, they're the bloggers, they're the business minds, they're the politicians, they're the artists, they have different roles to play. But one role that everybody should learn is this respect that leads to continuity, which Nigerians have. I've seen Wizkid prostrate in front of a Yoruba, those old school artists that don't even know the guy. I've seen Wizkid prostrate in front of this fella's son, Femi Kuti, prostrate in front of Femi. Wizkid is globally bigger. Maybe Femi has a more recognized classical music. But when it comes to urban culture, Wizkid is bigger. They will sleep flat on the floor. It's true that's a Yoruba thing to demonstrate respect. There are other ways to demonstrate respect in other cultures, but at least demonstrate respect to those who were there before you. So those are some of the things when you see somebody doing something. And now, Don Jazzy might not be the richest person, but he might have certain phone numbers to certain good music people that Davido doesn't have. And once there's that positive energy in the air, it's very easy for Don Jazzy to sit in that room and tell the guy in good music, like, just check out this guy's song. It did cost him nothing to forward that song on WhatsApp, forward the link on WhatsApp. And that could lead to a connect that could blow up Davido's career to another level. But in most of Africa, Cameroon to be specific, as soon as people blow up, they start burning those bridges. That has caused a great divide. Cameroon, I'll take for example, Petit Pays brought most of those his San Visa guys. San Visa, I don't want to call their name. A couple of them took him to court. A couple of them were having beef with him, insulting him. But Petit Pays is like the Don Jazzy of Cameroon. He had that vision of building artists, creating like a school for artists. But people kept on sabotaging the plan. He may not always be right. He might have his ways which are not correct. But let's stick to the bigger vision, which I think was a great and a good vision. And if we built like that, they would have gone. We see every day a label that's not made up to 5 years, 2 years even, they start quarreling. They're insulting the label boss, start doing this. It's burning the bridges. That label boss is the boss for a reason. He surely has some connects, he has some capital, he has things which you don't have. And now once you burn that bridge, you have burned all of those networks with it. We see it every day in Cameroon. The list is long. If you probably want to check out TV, you're just talking almost every week about some of those things that come, which is crazy. We cannot build like that. So there are about 4 generations, which the bridges between all of those generations have been cut and burned. I can start citing it. And every generation is just stuck in their own era, trying to make their best and prove to the other generation that we can make it without you guys. But we cannot build like that. So when I see things like this, one is good because it's Africa, but also I think it's a moment for me to shout out to Cameroonians, or not shout out, to make a cry or sound an alarm to Cameroonians, like that's how it's done. Imagine how big Davido is. He's a boss on his own. He will call another guy his mentor. But when they want to ask Cameroonian artists, the guy will say, they say, who do you look up to, old school or new school? No, I look up to nobody, I look up to myself. I motivate myself, I'm my self-inspiration.
Or they go on to call like Western artists.
People in America, just because they feel like, I don't want to give that guy, let him not feel that he's bigger than me. And that's what I said when I was talking about the whole Kosi, what's his name, Tony Nobody thing. It's not so much of who is right or who is wrong, but just his opener rubbed me the wrong way. When you say he's a grandfather, I'm sorry to say this, what he's saying is very stupid. I don't know how Tony Nobody will feel about that opening line. Coming from somebody who, let me not say is young enough to be his son, but at least Tony Nobody is. If I remember when I started watching Tony Nobody, Tony Nobody can be that guy's father, because I'm imagining like, okay, maybe Tony Nobody was in his 20s when we were watching him, and I was still like in primary school or so. So Tony Nobody might, I know I don't start guessing his age, he might have just started his career very early. But he was, even just for his longevity of service. Another guy who, he looks young, he might be young, is Nabil. Nabil has been around for ages, and people who you were in primary school watching Nabil doing great things at a national level, because now you guys are still at the same table and maybe you are bigger than him in terms of you are blown up. You will talk to him anyhow. I remember during the whole Davido saga when Davido was caught in some crossfire, I think it was that interview, was it Davido or something? And people went wild saying their own things. I don't know if it's still Kusi or was Panchako. Some people went wild at him, and I was like, there is a way you talk to a grandfriend when he's wrong, but still knowing he's the grandfriend. There is a way, it's true, at times we lose it too, and we talk to a grandfriend, in a certain way you feel like there is no point, I want to burn all the bridges. But be aware that you're burning the bridges, one. And two, even when I do those things, I know that I'm wrong, I've behaved in the wrong way. I don't try to justify it. I'll tell you, like, this behavior, talking to, like, there are certain things you do, it is wrong, but I've done the wrong thing, I accept that I've done the wrong thing, but you know that it is wrong. So that some of those things, when we see our own industry, we don't have anybody who is as big as Davido. But that's Davido calling somebody who's in the same industry with him. I can't even say it's his colleague technically, because the label owner is a label owner. Davido's music might be blowing even more than Don Jazzy's own and maybe his guys. But just because he respects what Don Jazzy has done. Don Jazzy was there before him, and he remembers when he just came back from Atlanta and he was struggling to get to the music industry, and he was hanging around people like Don Jazzy and the Dimanche at the time, who were the big guys. So he still has that respect for them, even though he has become big now. So when you don't respect your past, your present is very uncertain, your future is most likely not to happen. So that's just what I think is those moments where we should sound this alarm of respect will lead to continuity, and these two things are very needed in the industry. Cameroon has not had any African level artists because of these things. I will always say, people will say, no, if people work hard, they can break through. Do you mean that people have not been working hard? People have been, new artists have been coming. There are people, I always say, like, anywhere, any day, rap-wise, I'll put my monster in any African debate. Afro music-wise, I would have put Fish in any African debate. And I'm even now, like this is last album he put out. That album can be global as Afrobeat in any setting. But it does not go out. Why? We have burned a lot of bridges. So the Petit Pays had already built a bridge between Makepe and the port of Douala to Abidjan to maybe France.
Cool.
And now it was left for him to take from France to America and to global. You come now and insult Petit Pays. You have burnt all of those bridges. You have to start building your own bridge now again. From Makepe to that to that. That's the analogy I'm using. They can be very, very related.
Yeah, but
in the sense that.
Yeah, I want to say like.
Yeah, in the sense that once you burn those bridges, we have lost it, and you have to start again. And I just life is very short. Once you start again, what are the chances that you might even get to France where he ended?
Yeah, I want to say like last week we're talking about Black Sheriff hailing Sarkozy and said all the respectful things about Sarkozy. Yeah, and that was like, this is a sign of somebody who is going places, knowing to respect your past. But I also want to give a shout out to some Cameroonian artists who are actually showing that respect, like Salatiel. So remember Salatiel even did this song collaboration with Petit Pays, where he was the whole song is basically paying homage to Petit Pays. Like literally the chorus of the song is hailing Petit Pays. We have Stanley Eno also giving shout out to Petit Pays, and you get the sense of the kind of people who have the mindset of, okay, I need to pay homage. These are people who have the business mindset, the vision, like not thinking of just today. Like Salatiel, you know how he started in the industry. Majority when he started, he worked with the Leo, he worked with Daphne, he worked with a lot of artists, bringing them up, and he had the whole alphabet thing. This is somebody who had a vision. Stanley Eno, yeah.
I want to throw something out there for like Salatiel, right? Don't only shout out those who are big. You have just mentioned those who are big, like the Petit Pays and the others. Salatiel always shouts out even Emile Ngumba. His former boss back in the days when he was just in the university, where he started music, or maybe that's where his music became very professional. Emile Ngumba is not even big and known in the music scene like that, but those who know music from Oya, the English-speaking part of Cameroon, will know the role Emile Ngumba played in the lives of most budding artists. So he shouts out guys like that too, where he does not need your money, you might not even give him money, but just that recognition of, and that he start, like I told you about, like how I feel most of the time when I see some of these artists who I know started from Boya. There's some pride and satisfaction I get with money cannot give me. Just knowing that, okay, maybe I helped this guy at one time, I was involved somehow in this project. I also feel some part of success or achievement from his achievements. And somehow I can be willing again to support it to go even further because I get that appreciation or that feeling, satisfaction, or just seeing them succeed, not even that they shout me out. So that those things, when that person sees you succeed or you shout him out, he wants to do his best again to push you forward.
Yeah, definitely. Like the way of recognizing the past, like you said, the way of recognizing the past, the way of humility is definitely a sign that you have a good head on your shoulder. I don't want to go into the whole metaphysics or whatever, or the secret or whatever, but there is just
energy is real.
Yes, there's just something about having gratitude, always living your life with gratitude. There's something about gratitude that attracts more good things towards you. So yeah, so if you live your life with, you never did anything for me, even there's like when we're talking about the whole Kamani thing, and she said something about not even 25 she not get from Mr. Leo.
Yes,
that kind of,
I'm like,
are you
even though my friends have not signed them the label, I'm sure they're giving them more than 25.
Yeah,
when you use that kind of hyperbole or gross exaggeration, it can really rub the person the wrong way.
Yeah.
Instead, you should be using, how can I even call it, gross exaggeration, the positive side of saying somebody gave you 1 million when they gave you 200,000. Not instead that even 25. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there are people who say this person gave me a 2,000, but the fact that they were going through a hard time, that 2,000 is even worth than anything.
Make it big.
Yes, they make it look big. Yeah, and that's the way.
And the person is willing to sacrifice even more. Because we need people to sacrifice for this industry to grow.
Yeah. Let's talk about our sponsors, Echo.online.
As usual, as I said, this is one of those topics which is directly linked to what we're talking about, building our industry, building our ecosystem. I think that has been the I want to say it in French, the combat, the fight or the struggle of Chakra TV, like for the last few years, getting this industry to grow. Because when it grows, we all grow. Chakra TV will have better artists to interview. We'll be interviewing our own artists. People will have their phone numbers in our phones, and then it's going to be going global. We don't want to bother to go and struggle to interview Jay-Z. We want to interview our own people, but let it be global. So once we all build this ecosystem, we all benefit from it. So that's why we are working with this brand or this app or this tool. I like to refer to it as a tool because it's really a working device. It helps artists to monetize their art in every sense of the word. It's almost like an independent artist will feel like he has a label behind him just because you have this app. With this app, you could do most of the things which the label should do for you. And even a label can use it to make the artist to become more independent and take ownership of their art. So how do we go about it? Create a profile on echo.online. When you create a profile, get the link of your profile, share it on all your social media handles, and instigate or ask your fans to follow you on echo.online. You are building a community. Once you build a significant community, you can start monetizing off your art. What do I mean by that? When you release your songs, if there are 5,000 people, maybe 500 could buy 1,000 francs for a song that's 500,000. 500,000 francs, it could do a lot of good for independent artists in Africa, or at least French Africa or Cameroon to be specific. So once you monetize your art, you can start doing other things like selling merchandise, doing this. There are lots of features that are under construction. I know about it because I'm in direct contact with the team, but there are lots of features under construction which you could benefit from. And these things, those who jump on board the first will benefit the most. So I usually use the example of YouTube. Those who jumped on YouTube became millionaires in dollars just because they were the first users of YouTube. YouTube gave them the best services, they got the best endorsement deals, they had the largest followings because they were already there before things became crowded. So jump on board now, start building that profile. Also, it's very adapted to our local needs. So the means of sharing the links, the means of collecting your money, it's adapted to local payments. Instead of putting your music on Tidal where 90% of your fans are not on Tidal, you're hoping on the people in the diaspora to support. Also, payment methods. They need credit cards to buy on Tidal. Most Africans don't have credit cards. They don't even have bank accounts on top of credit cards. Even the artists don't have bank accounts on top of credit cards. How they receive their money? So we echoed it online using things like mobile money and all our local payment methods, which are adapted to the local reality. You could use that on echoed online. So when you get on the site, you sell your music using your phone. We say the power is in your hand. That phone in your hand is all you need. That's your level. That's you sending your own check, your own contract, Echo in your hand. You could sell your music there, get your music direct, upload your music using your phone, push your music and promote your music using your phone, sell your music on your phone, collect your money on your phone, and withdraw your money and invest in your career. You grow organically, just being consistent with the Echo app. So guys, jump on board, come and share the success story to inspire other Africans. Share the push and just follow these directions I've given you, and you're going to thank me later, guys. Jump on Echo Online, and you're going to be able to tell the story or share the success story about how you became a millionaire off Echo Online. I feel like that's a good title already. How I became a millionaire off Echo.
Right. Yeah, guys, definitely check it out. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Just My Opinion podcast. As usual, we want to hear what you think in the comments below. Thumbs up to this video. Subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.